Hello, breaking news for all those who are EU nationals or their family members who are here on pre-settled status, or even if you are EU national and you have a pre-settled status in the UK, this video is very important for you because I'm going to cover what are the new changes, the latest changes in 2024 that's happening right now, and that is going to affect your status. My name is Barrister Ghulam Mustafa. I work at Solicitors. I deal with immigration, asylum, nationality, criminal law, family law. So if you have any of those cases or concerns or issues, you feel free to get in touch with me or my team. Thank you. So now I come to the topic. Topic of today is the breaking news for the pre-settled status. People who are on pre-settled status, you might have watched my other video, which I did a few weeks back, where I said, that since September 2023, the government said, if you are on pre-settled status, we are going to extend your pre-settled status for 2 years without you doing any application, which means you didn't have to go through the application process. You do not have to go for a renewal process, and the government will automatically extend your pre-settled status and add 2 more years into that pre-settled status. What the government has done now, what the government has announced on 21st May 2024, that if you are on pre-settled status and you are living in the UK, your pre-settled status will be extended to 5 years rather than 2 years, which means now you don't have to do an application and it will automatically be extended for 5 years, which means your e-settled status electronic digital code, which you get on the share codes and stuff to prove your right to work, right to live in the UK, a right to rent, etc. If you go online, it will be extended from 21st May 2024 onwards. It will be extended for another 5 years. And at some point, actually, there will be in some cases there will be no expiry of the status, which will be shown on your status. So do not worry if you do not see any expiry of your status. But warning is this: if you have a pre-settled status, that does not mean that if you have even if you have lived in the UK for 5 years, that you have now settled status automatically. No, that does not mean. If you have a pre-settled status and you have lived in the UK for 5 years, you must make an application for a settled status. If you want to get a settled status, you don't have to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But if you do want to, then you must make an application, because without going through the process, without making sure that you meet the eligibility requirements for a settled status, you are not automatically going to be granted a settled status. Settled status is a very good thing because it gives you the right to live here for the rest of your life, and it frees you from the immigration control. For my advice to all those who are here for more than 5 years, who are EU nationals or their family members, should apply for a settled status rather than just keeping on these government extensions, because all these automatic extensions are, before first the government says 2 years, now the government says 5 years, maybe the government 5 years later says another 5 years or whatever, but the government has said that it's not going to be considered as settled status, so you must do an application if you want to be settled here in the UK. That's one thing. There is another good news for people who are on for people who are EU nationals or their family members on pre-settled status. Before, if you have a pre-settled status and you were absent from the UK for a considerable time, then your status used to lapse, which means your status used to get cancelled or not valid anymore. Now the government has said if you have a pre-settled status and if you are absent from the UK for 5 years, if you are absent from the UK for 5 years, then the status will lapse. So let's say if somebody is absent from the UK for 4 years, did not come back to the UK, had a pre-settled status when the person left, the person can still come back, which means you did not lose your status as a pre-settled status holder. That is a great news. That is a brilliant news. The reason why, because people who have indefinite leave to remain in the UK under the immigration rules, they are only allowed to leave the UK for 2 years, up to 2 years actually. If they live out of the UK for more than 24 months, their status automatically get cancelled. The indefinite leave to remain get automatically cancelled. But with the pre-settled status and with the people who are on settled status, the government with the people who are on pre-settled status, the government has given this good news that you're not going to lose your pre-settled status by just being absent from the UK for more than 2 years. Let's say 3 years or 3.5 years. So it's a really good news. So that's the topic for today, and I hope this video was helpful. And if you like this video, please do share with any of your family members or friends around. Thank you.